Good afternoon, everyone. Hello and welcome to Shubham's podcast. Today we have selected a very demanding topic that is AI and its impact on pharma jobs. So today we'll start our podcast with asking one question like, did you address any such impact of AI in our career, right? And then we'll start our podcast with different questions.
Thanks, Shubham, for inviting me. It's been pleasure, right? And I feel really honored to be speak on this topic because as a working professional, I am getting really hit off out of this AI. Like it's not a any buzzword no more, right? It's becoming a reality in day-to-day jobs working, and to be really work efficiently in today's corporate world, you should be really skilled at AI things, right? So yeah, I mean that's like what I see in day-to-day activity, right? But absolutely, this will not gonna take all your jobs things to do, right? It's more of with less time you do more and more, and obviously for validation purpose you will need there. What I see is the changing horizon around or automation using the AI in few aspects of the jobs, right? But definitely there will be human interventions when we see AI impact on the bio-pharma jobs in the future, right? So yeah.
Give us some brief on AI impact on current job like biopharma and different fields.
Currently, I see there are a lot of the applied AI models being used or leveraged across the value chain of the biopharma. That may be the preclinical stage or drug discovery, or it may be the clinical development phase, or it may be the commercial phase, right? It may be a regulatory phase, or it may be dealing with the authorities documentation, right? So across the value chain we see AI is playing a critical role, and those are skillful at using those AI models will really becoming a mainstream of the industry, right? So I would say there based on the functions in the biopharma or based on the job profiles, there are AI integration or AI models or tools integration in day-to-day job activities. And in short, I'll say AI will definitely going to impact on the biopharma industry. This is a really early heads up for the freshers or the experienced professionals, those are watching this podcast, right? And how this will be going to either replace or change is the AI tools which are getting almost developed by the leading AI frontier, like the Nvidia or Google or Microsoft, right? They have their AI tools, right? If you are not really skilled at using those tools, I'm not talking just about the ChatGPT is becoming a very general tool, but you should be aware that for specific task or specific functionality, which tool should be used, in which way it should be used, and how to validate those data, right, as quick as possible. So the person who is really getting those skills will stay relevant, and those won't focus and they avoid these AI integration in their day-to-day activity or day-to-day working, they'll absolutely going to left out. So make sure that you figure it out in your current job, or if you are fresher, that which job will in demands and what is needed, what tools AI tools can be used, and how they can, most probably you'll get tools, but how to ask the questions in standard way it's known as in prompt, right? So how to phrase those prompts to get the accurate or more appropriate responses, that's something you need to learn. Then it's again there is you can have very quickly your PowerPoint presentation ready, or AI can help you to in multiple ways, right? It's not just about the text or para, it could also being used for the clinical research or clinical or scientific research, right? So you should aware that which AI model, which tools being used, right? So I think that's more important, and that's like, either you should be stay relevant, as in like, a greatest learner of the AI, otherwise like, be ready to get fired.
So we'll move to the next question, right? So similarly, I will ask like, why do you think that AI will change or replace our traditional pharma jobs and career?
Yeah, I mean, the way I think is like, when I say change, right? So it's not like completely AI will take that jobs or those profiles, but in some way, those are skillful at like using the AI models or AI tools will be getting hired, versus if you are not like, trained in those skills or not trained on those models, then you will be like, not selected or non-relevant, right? So in that sense, I'll say like, this will becoming a changing part of the AI impact on the jobs, right? Second, I'll say replacements, right? So definitely there would be a reduction of the headcounts in each division, each department we could see in coming 3 to 5 years, based on like, the sophisticated AI model is at disposal of these working professionals, right? So I think the jobs which are like, the textuals, or they help like, let's say example, writing a better scientific article, right? So there may be like, as of now today, there may be a 10 person sitting for that department or that task, right? But in coming 3 to 5 years, there would be just a 2 person, and they are again validating the AI generated content, right? So I think as an fresher or as an working professional, you should be very clear that how your jobs or career aspects is changing. Figure it out, sit for, think of, and then you can be more planned to have a better transition for a better job, or like just doing a breezing skill upgrades, right? So that is really critical.
What is the solution for to be competitive in today's AI world with respective pharma jobs?
Yeah, I mean, as I was like repeating from earlier things. I think I've already answered this question in like the earlier questions, but I would also like say that like sit, figure it out, maybe write down that what like changes you are seeing with like with respect to your peers. I mean, your friends, your colleagues, right? How, if there is one colleague who is like more sharper in AI, just build a network around those, or like you will have like cross-functional divisions where you see like some of the colleagues know better that what AI is like, going, which tools can be used, right? Or you can seek for external expertise, maybe a free, paid, right, or certifications, where actually you learn that okay, these are the tools in my field, in my job career, or in my job profiles, which I really need to learn. You can just bucket them in under two categories. One is like the essential AI models or the tools you need to use, and second one is like I'll say like add-ons, right? So essentially something by which you can able to perform your day-to-day job task or the works better way. And then add-on is like something which can make you really smart, right? So figure it out, like how which those tools are, right? And then how you gonna approach, because definitely if you try to continue the conventional way to do your current job and not focusing or not getting aware or not building the network around like how to better upgrade with the AI, then definitely this will be a missing part, right? And for freshers, I would suggest, right, look for the like the network, look for the professional certification, look for like the internship programs where you will actually get hands-on experience, like how these AI technologies being used in working, right? And make sure you will have at least short to mid-term plan, like your 3 to 5 years, so you'll not like left behind.
How pressures ensures that they will have early entry and good career options in changing AI dynamics? How you are thinking?
It's pretty simple that as a fresher, right, I could see like the coming jobs will not open without AI until unless it's manufacturing field where these changes or these models could deploy pretty late, but soon they'll appear in next 3 years. But what I see, the field of analytics, field of IT, healthcare, or applied IT or applied biopharma, there I could see a tremendous change you could observe. And then just make yourselves to be connected or network with professionals those are working in the corporate world, right? Build your network, build your links, so you can understand that what is going on actually and what is needed. Again, when I'm saying freshers, don't when you are passing out, when your college is college last day, don't go and try to do these things, because then this will take a time, and it may take 6 months, 1 year, right? So during study only, when let's example you are in third year, final year, or maybe the pass out year, you can just ensure that you have a better planning, and having really worked on building your AI skills, right? And who can definitely help you is the professionals, those are really getting or offers training certifications or internship programs. There you will really understand that how AI can be used. So it's really important for fresher to make sure that they, along with their technical knowledge, they also learn how to use these AI technologies and things.
Working professionals, how they can make sure to be competitive in changing AI based biopharma industries?
I feel like most of working professionals are getting those understanding through their day-to-day activities in the corporate and how the industry is shaping. But again, you may be missing out some important things, right? That become a very essential in future. So I'll again say, make a plan, see what you can do with existing AI tools within your industry, how best you can use. So when I say better use, it's not just you are using Copilot for the email writing or refining your mail draft, right? It may be around very specific. Let's say example, if you are working on the regulatory department, right, there must be some specific AI models expected to deploy in that field, right? Or maybe you are working, let's say example, in clinical development. There could be a potential AI model being used to ensure that a proper study can be developed, or a proper study protocol can be followed, right? So make sure that you get into really those expertise or those skill sets, because in future the resume will look like let's say example, if you are from the clinical development things, right? So ABCD AI models being used for the clinical development, or XYZ models, AI models being used for maybe early drug discovery or preclinical studies or animal studies, right? So this will be become a more relevant on the resumes, and again
Like how sir will see the future, its impact of AI on pharma jobs and its careers. So yes sir.
I mean, if I'll talk about the future, right? So now is the time, because it's already getting ahead, much ahead, that AI you will see after 2022, December 2022, where ChatGPT was first released, right? Then you see there are a lot of general tools or models are being deployed, and similarly happening across the industry. If I'll talk about the biopharma industry, so you will see that there are AI models getting deployed at maybe a drug discovery stage, right? So if you are aspirant or fresher, or if you are in that phase, obviously it's naturally coming for the working professionals, because the companies are making sure that they deploy. But you need to be on top of things to ensure that not to miss anything, right? So future, I'll say it is, I can just categorize into two buckets. One is the applied of biopharma industry, or the analytics and consulting industry for the biopharma, right? Where we could see like there would be very rapid changes in the job recruitments, then hiring processes, then skill sets needed, because that changes are happening today. Like in 2026, if you see lot of AI skills mentioned on the resume, they are like expected to get really shortlisted, versus like nothing is mentioned on the AI, right? And then practically you should be aware that how actually what is being mentioned on the resume, that should be you can effectively do, right? And second, I'll say the core pharma jobs, where like the medicines are getting produced, the API is getting processed, right? So right now that industry may be touching at a point of automation, simplifying the processes, right? Those field could like see a changes a bit later. But definitely I would not surprise if like tomorrow the robots are just standing nearby the AI integrated tablet punching machine, right? And they are just packaging those bags. So then what is like our role, right? So it's like definitely at every process stage you will need a human validation, right? And there our role is. But if someone is not really picking up, or like not thinking on this and upgrading himself around his specific division or a function, then definitely that would be a problem, right? So yeah.
What types of job opportunities and skill sets will be in demand for freshers and also for the working professionals?
I'll answer this for the fresher first, right? Students, please seek out outsider, build a network, and try to figure it out that which certifications and courses you need to be really do, or which internship program you need to be enroll for, right? And it's not like you enroll after the pass out. See if you can like just getting some good opportunities to work with the corporate professionals like us, right? So those internship could be really I'll say the accelerator for you to be on top of the AI changing dynamics in the career or the job opportunities. Second, I'll say like figure it out that which tools you should be like learning, maybe a 2 3 4 skill tools, AI tools, and like how effectively you can use, right? Because it's not the the story will not end when you will figure it out that which tool you will need, but it will also need to figure it out that what way you are using, right? Because as we were talking about the prompt engineering, where how the questions being asked to the AI model, so you'll have like the correct answer, or how the AI machines can be used better way, right? So figuring out those skill sets will definitely help you. If you have like certain questions, or need some guidance, or need some suggestions, inputs from our end, so you can just get in touch with the Shubham as well as like me. Definitely we would love to help you to figure it out that the better way to really integrate the AI in your career, and not like make sure that you land very early, and like be a really what I'll say the extraordinary, as an extraordinary maybe like pass out students, where you'll have really early moving advantage. For working professionals, I'll say look for, keep watch, because every day you'll find like some new things or some new tools are coming. Those could be important, but I'll say not all tools are really critical for you. So as I have mentioned that identify essential AI things to be at skill, and like non-essential or like add-on things which can be really helpful to sound you more like smarter, and really accelerate your day-to-day task, or like maybe even like better career options in future, right? So that's my answer briefly. Yeah, thank you.
So I have one last question to the sir, like how someone can ensure or better plan getting skilled in AI.
Practice these tools, right? Find out these tools, like those are using, ask them the different questions, right? see for like there are a lot of options available online, right? You can just check on those things. Most probably you will like get a difficulty which, like, it's a normal thing that at initial stage you will struggle a lot. At middle stage the struggle will be like declining, and at, like, last stage you will be really skillful and, like, really in, I'll say, become an expertise. So don't give up really at the initial phase or the mid phase. Try to understand the basics concept, have a clarity on those things, right? Because it's not something rocket science that AI. It's like, not, it's almost like, humans are building it, so it's like, quite possible to simplify. Try to figure it out the better way on a paper, that how you are planning this, getting upgraded with the AI for maybe next 1 month, next 3 months, next 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, right? And try to stick or adhere with those plans, and I think those things will help you as an more, a planned discipline, I'll say, instead of, like, just getting excited through watching podcasts or attending some seminars or, like, doing something. Try to figure it out the practically how you can do it. At the initial stage you may have thousands of failures, but at the end, like, your aim is to get, like, more skillful on those tools.
Thank you, Yogesh sir.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It's always, like, pleasure to share my expertise here. I don't claim to be expertise. I'll say, like, I am still learning, but what is, like, I know I am trying to just share with the audience. So it's just, I'll say expertise or knowledge sharing. And at the end, like, just before closing this podcast, I want to say, like, AI is really simple. Try to simplify it, not to, like, fear, or not to put it, like, in a hidden bucket. Try to explore it, and definitely one day, you will be guiding someone.